Welcome to my channel. This is Pencode, where we'll be writing code using the Java programming language. Today we'll be talking about how to name your variables. Now, there are rules guiding the styling or the naming of variables, and I'll just tell you those rules. Now, you can name your variable either as a letter or as a word, and sometimes it is possible for you to combine two or more words together to declare a variable. Those are the acceptable ways. That is, you can declare it as a letter, either A, B, C, D, and what have you, or you can declare it as a word, for example, shine, name, go, and what have you. And also, you can name a variable by using two or more words, but you have to separate them using an underscore. An example of that is this. We can say int y is equals to 50, which is acceptable. We can also say string name Peter, which is acceptable. You can see that we've used a letter and we've used a word. Now we can also combine two or more words together and use as our variable. We can say this. As you can see, this is a word, this is a word, and we've separated both words using an underscore, which is also acceptable. But there are some things, another thing, let's not forget, another way again you can declare your variable. You can also declare your variable as, for example, let's say int what that, and then you can say 100. Now, these are the ways that are acceptable that you can name your variable. Now, one of the reasons why we separate, you can see like this one is my age, this one is the same as my age, but they are different. Now, one of the reasons why we use an underscore is to make it very easy for other people to read. It's more easy for me to see this and say my age. Than this one, I'll need to like, oh, what is it trying to say there? And that's the reason why we use the underscore. But whichever one you use is still acceptable. Now, what are the ways that are not acceptable? Now, the ways that are not acceptable is that you cannot start a variable with a number. For example, 1, 2, 3, that it will return an error message. And also, you cannot start a variable with a dot. For example, that will return an error message, and that will return an error message. What does that tell you? It tells you that you cannot start your variable with any special character. With any special character, it will return an error message. And you cannot start it also with a number. It will definitely return an error message. However, you can add a number to it. An example of that is, if we add a number to this, it will work because you can end it with a number, a variable with a number, but you cannot start a variable with a number and a word combined, or just a number itself. For example, just say 70, or you just said using a special character, or you just said 90, that it will always return an error message. So just to summarize, or what we've done is that you can name your variable using a character, a word, and the word, when you use the word, you can combine two words together, or you can separate each word by using an underscore. The ways that are not acceptable is you cannot use a number as a variable. You cannot start a variable using a number that is combining number and word, and by using the number first before the word. But you can use the number at the end. For example, you can say, if your variable is, let's say, int age, you can say int age 60 or int age 90 is acceptable, but you cannot say int 90 age. is not acceptable. And also, you cannot start your variable using special characters like the pound sign, the dollar sign, the question mark, the full stop. You cannot, it's not acceptable. So these are the ways you can name your variable. And today, this is where I'm going to end this video. If you've enjoyed this video, please like, share, subscribe, and please don't forget to leave a comment. Until I come your way same time with another video, is bye for now.